The year was 2025, and humanity had finally achieved what many thought impossible, making contact with an alien species. The world watched with bated breath as the first official meeting between humans and the Tellurians was set to take place on the Celestial Harmony space station, a massive structure orbiting Earth. Inside the Grand Hall of the space station, representatives from every nation on Earth stood together, united by a common hope and nervous excitement. Scientists, diplomats, and citizens had traveled from all corners of the globe to witness this historic event. The room buzzed with anticipation as the countdown to first contact began. Suddenly, the doors opened, and the Tellurians entered. They were tall and graceful, with shimmering blue skin and large, expressive eyes. Their technology was unlike anything humans had ever seen, with floating holograms and sleek, advanced designs. The Tellurians carried an air of peace and curiosity, signaling their intention to establish friendly relations. The human leader, President Elena Martinez, stepped forward to greet them. "Welcome, Tellurians. We are honored to meet you and look forward to a prosperous relationship." The Tellurian leader, named Lyra, responded in a melodious voice. "We are pleased to meet you as well. We come in peace and seek mutual understanding and cooperation." As the two leaders exchanged words, the crowd felt a wave of relief and joy. It seemed that humanity had taken its first step towards a bright future among the stars. However, amidst the celebration, a small group of Tellurians began to interact with the children who were present as part of the cultural exchange program. Among the children was Maya Thompson, a bright and curious 12-year-old girl with a keen interest in technology. Maya loved visiting the space station and learning about the wonders of the universe. She was excited to meet the Tellurian children and share stories about life on Earth. But as the meeting progressed, a critical misunderstanding occurred. The Tellurians, trying to show their interest in human youth, intended to engage in a cultural exchange by taking some of the children aboard their own ships for a short visit. However, due to a miscommunication, the Tellurians mistakenly believed that this was a gesture of deep trust and consent. Before anyone could realize what was happening, a few Tellurian ships gently floated towards the space station. With smooth precision, they began to transport several human children, including Maya, into their vessels. The adults on Earth and the space station were stunned and horrified by the sudden abduction. "Stop them! They're taking our children!" someone shouted, panic spreading through the crowd. President Martinez immediately took control of the situation. "We need to remain calm and assess what's happening. Let's initiate communication with the Tellurians to understand their intentions." Despite her efforts, the damage was done. The Tellurians had already departed, leaving Earth's representatives in a state of shock and fear. News of the incident spread rapidly across the globe, igniting outrage and confusion. Governments demanded answers, and the international community struggled to respond to the crisis. In the aftermath, the world was plunged into turmoil. Protests erupted in major cities, with people demanding the safe return of their children. Social media was flooded with messages of fear, anger, and disbelief. Leaders from around the world convened emergency meetings to address the situation and formulate a response. Back on Earth, Maya found herself in an unfamiliar environment aboard the Tellurian ship. At first, she was scared and confused, but her natural curiosity soon took over. She began to observe her captors, noticing their advanced technology and the care they took in maintaining their environment. Despite the circumstances, Maya sensed that the Tellurians were not malicious, but rather misunderstood in their intentions. Meanwhile, President Martinez and her team worked tirelessly to communicate with the Tellurians. Dr. Elena Ramirez, a renowned synapsepsychologist, was brought in to help bridge the communication gap. She believed that with the right approach, they could resolve the misunderstanding and bring the children back safely. As the world waited anxiously, Maya's perspective inside the Tellurian ship offered a glimmer of hope. She realized that the aliens might not be the enemy they were initially perceived to be. Determined to find a way to communicate and help her friends, Maya began to explore the ship, unaware that her actions would play a crucial role in the unfolding events. The first contact between humans and Thalorians had taken an unexpected turn, leaving the fate of the children hanging in the balance. Yet, amidst the fear and uncertainty, there was a spark of hope that understanding and cooperation could prevail. The stage was set for a journey that would test humanity's resilience and capacity for empathy in the face of the unknown. After the shocking abduction, the world was in chaos. Governments around the globe held emergency meetings to address the crisis. President Elena Martinez of Earth took charge, determined to find out why the Thalorians had taken the children. She knew that understanding the aliens' motives was the first step to resolving the situation. Back on Earth, scientists and leaders worked around the clock. They studied every piece of information they had about the Thalorians. Dr. Elena Ramirez, a renowned xenopsychologist, was appointed to lead the investigation team. Her expertise in alien psychology was crucial in trying to communicate with the Thalorians and understand their actions. Meanwhile, aboard the Thalorian ship, Maya Thompson struggled to adjust to her new surroundings. At first, she felt scared and alone, missing her family and friends. But Maya was a curious and brave girl. She began to explore the ship, observing the Thalorians and their technology. She noticed that the ship was clean and organized, with advanced gadgets she had never seen before. Maya spent her days watching the Thalorians work. She saw them caring for the children, ensuring they were comfortable and safe. Slowly, Maya realized that the aliens were not hostile. They seemed genuinely concerned about something important. Her curiosity grew, and she started to piece together clues about why they had taken the children. One day, Maya overheard a conversation between two Thalorian scientists. They were discussing a severe problem on their home planet, Thaloria. A deadly disease was spreading rapidly, threatening their entire population. The Thalorians believed that human children had unique genetic traits that could help develop a cure. They saw this as a desperate measure to save their species. Understanding this, Maya felt a mix of emotions. She was relieved that the Thalorians did not intend to harm the children, but she was still worried about her friends and family back on Earth. Maya decided she had to help. She began to communicate with the Thalorians, using gestures and simple words she had learned from their initial interactions. On Earth, Dr. Ramirez and her team worked tirelessly to establish communication with the Thalorians. They used advanced translation devices and sent messages back and forth, trying to bridge the language gap. Dr. Ramirez believed that empathy and understanding were key to resolving the misunderstanding. As days turned into weeks, Maya became a bridge between the humans and Thalorians. She shared her observations with Dr. Ramirez, who in turn relayed the information to Earth's leaders. Maya explained the Thalorian situation and their need for the children's genetic traits. This new information shifted the perspective on the incident. People began to see that the Thalorians might not be enemies, but rather beings in desperate need of help. President Martinez organized a global summit to discuss the next steps. Leaders from all nations gathered to decide how to respond. Some were still angry and demanded the immediate return of the children, while others saw the potential for cooperation and assistance. Dr. Ramirez presented Maya's findings, emphasizing the importance of understanding the Thalorians' plight. The summit concluded with a decision to negotiate with the Thalorians. Earth would offer help in finding a solution to the Thalorians' disease in exchange for the safe return of the children. This proposal required trust and collaboration, something that had never been tested on such a large scale before. Back on the Thalorian ship, Maya continued to build a connection with her captors. She learned more about their culture and technology, sharing stories about Earth in return. The Thalorians began to see the value in working together rather than holding on to their initial mistrust. As the investigation progressed, hope began to replace fear. Maya's courage and curiosity had opened a path to understanding. The world watched as humanity took its first steps toward a true interstellar partnership. The fate of the children now hinged on the ability of two very different species to come together and find common ground. The investigation was just beginning, But Maya knew that with determination and empathy, they could overcome the challenges ahead. The stage was set for a journey that would test humanity's ability to unite and help others in need, showcasing the very best of what it means to be human. As weeks passed since the abduction, tensions on Earth remained high. People demanded answers and the safe return of their children. Meanwhile, President Elena Martinez and her team worked tirelessly to find a way to communicate with the Thalorians. Dr. Elena Ramirez led the effort, believing that understanding the aliens was the key to resolving the crisis. Back on the Thalorian ship, Maya Thompson continued to explore her new environment. She observed the Thalorians carefully, noticing their advanced technology and the care they took in looking after the children. Maya realized that the aliens were not malicious but were driven by a desperate need to save their species from a deadly disease. One day, Maya was invited to join a small group of Thalorian scientists. They wanted to learn more about the human children and how they could help. Maya felt a mix of fear and curiosity, but decided to participate. She shared stories about Earth, her family, and her friends, hoping to build trust with her captors. Meanwhile, on Earth, Dr. Ramirez and her team made a breakthrough. Using the advanced technology left by the Thalorians, they managed to establish a basic form of communication. They sent a message expressing their desire to understand the Thalorians' intentions and to negotiate the return of the children. The first messages were slow and filled with misunderstandings, but Maya played a crucial role in bridging the communication gap. She used simple words and gestures to convey her thoughts, helping Dr. Ramirez interpret the Thalorians' responses. Slowly, a dialogue began to form between the two species. During one of their conversations, Maya learned about the severe disease affecting Thaloria. The Thalorians believed that human children had unique genetic traits that could help develop a cure. They saw this as a necessary step to save their people, not as an act of aggression. Maya shared this information with Dr. Ramirez, who then communicated it to Earth's leaders. Back on the Thalorian ship, Maya discovered that not all Thalorians agreed with the decision to take the children. A small group of dissenters believed that abducting children was wrong and sought to find an alternative solution. Maya formed a secret friendship with one of these dissenters, Zarek, who was willing to help her communicate more effectively with the humans. With Zarek's assistance, Maya was able to share more detailed information about the Thalorians' plight. She explained that their actions, though misguided, were driven by desperation rather than malice. This revelation began to change the perception of the Thalorians among Earth's people. Instead of viewing them as invaders, many started to see them as beings in need of help. Dr. Ramirez organized a series of cultural exchange sessions. During these sessions, humans and Thalorians shared their histories, traditions, and knowledge. Maya led these exchanges, using her unique position to foster mutual understanding. She demonstrated human creativity and resilience, qualities that impressed the Thalorians. As trust grew between the two species, the Thalorians became more open about their technology and the nature of the disease threatening Thaloria. They showed Earth scientists their research and the challenges they faced. In return, Earth shared its medical advancements and knowledge, hoping to assist in any way possible. However, not everyone was pleased with the growing cooperation. Extremist groups on both sides opposed the alliance, fearing loss of control and cultural dilution. These groups attempted to sabotage the negotiations, causing setbacks and increasing tensions. Maya and Dr. Ramirez worked closely to counter these threats, emphasizing the importance of unity and empathy. Through persistent effort and the bravery of individuals like Maya and Zarek, the communication channels between Earth and Thaloria continued to strengthen. The cultural exchanges revealed many similarities between humans and Thalorians, such as the value placed on family, education, and the pursuit of knowledge. These commonalities helped to bridge the gap, fostering a sense of kinship. One evening, as Maya watched the stars from a viewing deck on the Thalorian ship, she felt a sense of hope. She realized that despite their differences, humans and Thalorians could work together to overcome any obstacle. Her actions had not only helped in understanding the aliens, but had also shown that compassion and cooperation could pave the way for a peaceful future. As Part 3 concluded, the foundation for a strong alliance was being laid. Maya's role as a bridge between the two species had proven invaluable, and both humans and Thalorians began to envision a future where they could coexist and support each other. The journey toward mutual understanding and collaboration was just beginning, setting the stage for the challenges and triumphs to come. As the days passed, the cooperation between humans and Thalorians grew stronger. Maya Thompson had become a vital link between the two species, helping to bridge the communication gap. President Elena Martinez and Dr. Elena Ramirez were hopeful that a peaceful resolution was within reach. However, just as progress was being made, a new and urgent threat emerged. One morning, alarms blared across the Celestial Harmony space station. Scientists from both Earth and Thaloria rushed to the control room to see what was happening. The massive screen showed a strange, swirling energy formation approaching rapidly towards both planets. It was a cosmic anomaly, something neither species had ever seen before. The anomaly was growing bigger and moving faster, threatening to disrupt technology and cause widespread chaos. Dr. Ramirez quickly convened an emergency meeting with the top scientists and leaders from both worlds. "We need to understand what this anomaly is and how it affects both our planets," she said, her voice steady despite the panic around her. The Thalorian scientists shared their knowledge about cosmic phenomena, explaining that such anomalies could drain energy from entire star systems. If it reached Earth or Thaloria, it could cause massive power outages, destroy infrastructure, and endanger lives. The situation was dire, and time was running out. Maya, who had been listening intently, felt a surge of determination. She remembered the conversation she had with Zurich, the Thalorian dissenter who believed there was another way to hell. Maya approached Dr. Ramirez with an idea. "Maybe the solution involves combining our technologies and knowledge. We need to work together more closely than ever." Dr. Ramirez nodded thoughtfully. "You might be right, Maya. Collaboration is our best chance to survive this." The leaders from Earth and Thaloria agreed to form a joint task force. Scientists from both sides began working around the clock to develop a plan to counter the anomaly. Maya was assigned to the team, her unique perspective proving invaluable. She suggested using a combination of human ingenuity and Thalorian technology to create a device that could stabilize the anomaly. Meanwhile, the Thalorians revealed more about their home planet's crisis. The deadly disease spreading across Thaloria was worsening, and their efforts to find a cure were being hampered by the anomaly. The genetic traits of the human children were essential for developing a new type of medicine that could save their people and help neutralize the anomaly. Understanding the gravity of the situation, the humans and Thalorians realized that their fates were intertwined. If they failed to stop the anomaly, both Earth and Thaloria would suffer immense losses. This realization fostered a deeper sense of unity and urgency among the team members. As the joint task force worked tirelessly, Maya and Zarek discovered a way to integrate human creativity with Thalorian scientific methods. They designed a prototype device that could emit a stabilizing energy field, counteracting the disruptive forces of the anomaly. The device required precise calibration and a unified effort to deploy it successfully. However, not everyone was supportive of the alliance. Extremist groups on both sides opposed the cooperation, fearing loss of control and cultural identity. These groups began spreading fear and misinformation, attempting to sabotage the project. Maya and Dr. Ramirez worked together to counter these threats, emphasizing the importance of unity and the shared goal of saving both worlds. One evening, as the team prepared for a critical test of the device, tensions were high. The anomaly was drawing closer, and the pressure to succeed was immense. Maya stood by the control panel, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and hope. She glanced at Dr. Ramirez, who gave her an encouraging smile. "It's now or never," Dr. Ramirez said softly. With a deep breath, Maya activated the device. The machine hummed to life, emitting a powerful energy field that began to interact with the anomaly. The swirling energy started to stabilize, its chaotic movements slowing down. Slowly, the anomaly began to shrink, losing its destructive power. The room erupted in cheers as the device successfully neutralized the threat. The anomaly dissipated, and both Earth and Thaloria were safe. Maya felt a surge of relief and pride. Their combined efforts had saved both planets from disaster. In the aftermath, the successful collaboration marked a turning point in human-Thalorian relations. The crisis had shown that together, they could overcome any challenge. Maya's bravery and the teamwork of both species had forged a bond that promised a bright and cooperative future. As the stars twinkled outside the viewing deck, Maya looked out with hope. She knew that this was just the beginning of a new chapter for humanity and their Thalorian allies, united by their shared experience and mutual respect.